As the mayor enters, we are going to start public comment, and our first comment comes from Leonard Clark.
Thank you, Councilperson Waring, Councilpersons Gates, and Councilpersons Gallego, and the mayor of Phoenix who just walked in, Greg Stanton. My name is Leonard Clark. I was born in the city of Phoenix, several miles away at Good Samaritan Hospital, and I love my city, living here and being able to speak. And first of all, I want to thank all of the people in the United States Armed Forces right now who are away from their families so that I could be here with my family and be able to speak, because freedom isn't free. I just wanted to talk to you about my concerns as a citizen. I'm not saying you specifically, but I've seen a clear pattern as a citizen in Phoenix and Arizona and the country where citizen speech is being limited, where in a way democracy is being killed by 1,000 cuts, one little cut at a time. We have a corporation commission that's not being honest, in my opinion, with the citizens. We have a board of supervisors right across the street, Maricopa County Board of Supervisors, who say they're going into executive session, come out and vote, and won't tell the citizens or the reporters, like they told the Arizona Republic, what they're voting on. We have the state legislature, both political parties, Democrats and Republicans, supported trying to gut the open meetings law. In their opinion, they needed it. I believe here, I appreciate the fact, and I want all my fellow citizens to know that if you come to City of Phoenix, they will partially validate your ticket, but you still have to pay. I just want it to be so that someday a citizen isn't judged by the amount of money they have in their bank account, but by the amount of civic pride they have in their heart to show here, to be here. And I think that I'm concerned we're catering too much to the arenas, the stadium owners, the big business people. Sorry, bourgeois business people in downtown. But we are still citizens. We pay our taxes, and we should not have to worry about paying to come to these council meetings. And I'm still paying money. You can say, Mr. Clark, I'll validate it, but last time I came here, I still had to pay money. And that is basically saying democracy has a cost of money. It shouldn't have that. And I think that the meetings being held at 3 o'clock, I understand for a lot of people, but a lot of men and women, family people are coming home right now or haven't even got home with the traffic. And I appreciate the transportation plan. I'm giving you a positive comment because we had concerns, but we're trying to work on our roads so people, citizens, can get around better. But the problem is 3 o'clock in the afternoon is just not a good time. Many people want to come speak. Also, finally, I realize that sometimes people get up here, and I'm a bona fide left-wing, tree-hugging liberal, but I also don't want to limit people who are Second Amendment rights, people who believe in the right to carry, to come up here and talk to you. The problem is, and I don't envy your job, quite honestly, I don't, because you have to hear things that you don't want to hear. So please stop this death of 1,000 cuts on free speech, and please do not limit citizen speech. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Kim Baker is the next speaker for citizen comment today. Mr. Baker, thanks for coming down. Up to 3 minutes.
Yes. Thank you, Mayor, Council. I want to play a message that was left on my voice message for you all to hear. And then I'll make my comments afterwards.
Tuesday, June 23rd at 11:04 a.m.
Hello, Mr. Baker. This is Mike Kurtenbach, Assistant Chief at the Phoenix Police Department. We chatted at the Human Relations Commission meeting last week. I apologize it's taken me a week to get back to you, but I wanted to make sure that I didn't leave any stone unturned as I was researching the matters that you brought to my attention. When you get a chance, if you would please give me a call back. My direct line is 602-262-7700. 602-262-7700. But summarize what I found is you are correct that Officer Sullivan has separated from the department. He has moved out of state and he is no longer working in law enforcement. I can give you a little bit more information when we have the opportunity to talk, but that is the focus of what I want to discuss with you about is his separation from the organization. So, sir, when you have an opportunity, please give me a call. Again, this is Mike Kurtenbach, Assistant Chief with the Phoenix Police Department, 602-262-7700. Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you. That was about 1 minute and 18 seconds. So When I came to you guys, I came bearing a complaint. First of all, I want you guys to know I am not a scary man. I don't fear the law, okay? I try to respect those that work in law enforcement. The police chief has put forth a memo to the council denying that this officer, well, he says he still works for the force. He doesn't work for the force. And the police chief knows this. There is a cover-up taking place here. And I don't believe the police chief authored this memo in and by himself. I believe he got some advice. But you know what? He put his name on it. I want his resignation. If the officer has been permitted to retire and not necessarily resign after the complaint was lodged against him, then what does that say about your city? What does that say about your police chief who will go to this extreme to cover this up? I want his resignation. I sent you the message first, Mayor Stanton. People have told me you are a good man and you're going to do what's right for the city of Phoenix. If a chief is willing to go on the limb and lie to cover up, I'm done, to cover up a citizen being harassed, to what extent will they take this to the next level? And every citizen under my voice should be concerned. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Baker, for coming down for citizen comment. The next speaker is Paul Ward with the Arizona Cricket Association. My understanding is you want to split your time with Vishal Tikku, also from Arizona Cricket Association. So between the two of you, up to 3 minutes. Thanks for coming down.
Thank you, Mayor Stanton, councilpersons. Really appreciate giving us an opportunity to talk to you here today. We're here to talk about cricket. Arizona Cricket Association. I don't know how many of you are actually familiar with the sport. I find that many are not. So just as a quick background for the rest of the audience here, cricket is the I guess the origination of baseball. So it's very similar to baseball. You play it on a cricket field with a bat and ball, fielders in the outfield, and so on and so forth. Arizona Cricket Association, we've been organizing cricket here in the Phoenix metro area for about 25 years. And unfortunately, because of whatever the reasons might be, the sport is not well accepted in terms of getting us the facilities. Like any other sport, we're really dependent on getting those really good facilities where we can actually enjoy a weekend game of cricket. We have about over 1,000 people actively playing cricket here in the Phoenix Metro. And that's spread across the Phoenix Metro, Chandler, Gilbert, Phoenix, Scottsdale, Glendale, you name it. And the issue, as I said, is we just don't have the right facilities. It doesn't really need a lot for building a good cricket field. Unlike baseball, you have to build those baseball diamonds and so on and so forth. Cricket, all it needs is a good-sized field, which is roughly the size of about a time and a half of a baseball field. And it's about a 22-yard by 4-yard surface in the center of the field that you actually have to make sure that it's even, it's level, it's rolled, and so on and so forth. My friend Paul here described to me how, in baseball terms, I mean, if you were to throw a pitch and land it on the surface, you can imagine what the ball would do. And that's what cricket does. So the leveling of the surface is extremely important. We don't have that today, and our request today is to try and get us a dialogue with, whether it's the Parks and Recreation Subcommittee, to try and get us those facilities. Now, having said that, the more immediate thing is, we can do a lot to get the fields ready and get the fields prepared and so on and so forth. But right now, the more immediate need is we're not even asking the city to do anything. We go to the Phoenix Parks and Recreation and ask for facilities. They say, well, you can't do anything in terms of modifications to the turf and so on and so forth. At the very least, what we're asking for to begin with is to allow the city for us to do that.
Thank you very much. You've used up all of the 3 minutes, so your partner, who came all the way down here, has to remain silent. But I do appreciate it. If you want to come back next time and bring it up, and the Parks Subcommittee chair is here, and it'll be her discretion whether it be add this item to an agenda, but invite me. I'd love to come play cricket sometime and check it out. It'd be fun. All right,
thank you so much. I have a signed petition here. I'll just hand it over.
All right, there are 2 more cards for public comment, but it looks like we have reached 3 o'clock. So we're now going to begin the formal meeting of the City Council.